Hello everybody, Gamer Penny here, bringing you another episode of our Lord of the Rings online Let's Play, and we are back with Baradbeam. And today, we're going to continue on with our quests. So we've got two of them going on. Find Foulmouth's Den, go down that way, and kill orcs in Stangard. Okay, so we can do it on the way, I suppose. Let us bring out Anna. Alright, any orcs to kill along the way? This is the way to those down here, right? Yes. Aha. So we're doing Bingo's quest. Uh-oh. At the same time that we are doing the main story quest. Ooh, jeez. Jeez Louise. Okay, we are shrekking. We're only 6 levels above, I suppose. We're probably going to be wrecking people's faces here. Oop. I have to remember that I moved that. I moved this. Do I like that I moved that? I suppose. I suppose it's alright. Okay. Still on ahead. Oh, stop. Stop your fussing. I don't know why, but this reminds me of Teldrassil. This area. The Night Elf starting area in World of Warcraft. I know you know what it is. I'm just saying it reminds me of it for some reason. Specifically the part in the north west where you go and you fight that big spider. And there's that lake with all the moss fens around. I don't know why I'm getting flashbacks to WoW, but I'm getting flashbacks. Maybe because I have to admit the new Dragonflight does interest me a little bit. I don't know though. I'm unsure. Alright, you've discovered Foulmouth's Den. There's Foulmouth. Do we have to kill him? What do you have to say for yourself?
This place smells awful.
I will certainly have my work cut out for me when coming up with synonyms for foul smelling. I don't wanna kill him though. Where's the other one? All the way, whoops. All the way over there. Okay, I'm not killing him. Don't want to. You can't make me. He's just a bear. Alright, we can kill one more orc along the way. Oh, stop. I was just saying that he's just a bear. Then you come along. Alright, we got all the orcs out of the way. Now we're looking for the old burrows. Should have got them on the way down, probably. I didn't realize. I thought they were all right there. Ispurdan. Look at that. Have I gone astray? Okay, I went a little bit too far, I think. Oh, look at that up there! What is it? This place is amazing! What the heck? What in the world? This place is cool. I suppose I could get on a steed instead of running around. I just liked running around exploring. These are cool lavender fields. We should turn on this. Okay, so right around here, the old burrows have been overrun with wargs. Bingo writes feverishly. Talk to Bingo in Heldreth. Oh dang, look at all these. The big warg. Or was that a bear? I'm stuck. I don't know what I got stuck on. Probably server lag. We're getting a little bit framey here. Okay, let's talk to Bingo first.
I wonder why my other door did not suggest we visit the nearby Rohirrim outpost.
Something occurred to me while we were exploring the old burrows in Foulmouth's Den, Baradbeam. There's an outpost of Rohan not far from here, but Merivador did not suggest that we pay a visit to the folk there. They are neighbors, but I wonder if there is some bad blood between them. It would have been rude to ask him, so I do not regret failing to investigate further. But I think I would like to pay a call on those neighbors when we set forth again. It would be nice to get a full picture of the situation here along the Great River for my book.
The outpost of Stangard is very near, but none of the elves will speak of it to me.
That is not very neighborly. Do you think there may be some unfortunate slight behind these poor feelings? It may have taken some time to return Poppy's ball of twine or Merrimack's teapot, but I did eventually. Do you think something similar happened between the elves and the Rohirrim? Let us go south to Stangard and ask someone about it at the front gate of the outpost. Perhaps we can ease these poor feelings in some way, Baradbeam. And if we cannot, at least I will obtain some more material for my book. But I hope we can help. Okay.
I thank you for the help.
The orcs must pay for the heartache they have caused us, though the debt be larger than the worth of their own lives. I sought to engage this woman you travel with in conversation, but she is slow to trust and slower to friend. I will not ask you to divulge any of your shared mysteries to me, but it is a curious thing. She bears the sword of the Rohirrim horse lords. Her folk have long been in enmity with that people, have they not? If she slew the sword's owner, you may find your path through this land made more difficult. The men of Rohan are not quick to forgive. She wished to speak with you when you returned. Ona?
I am worried. My people have never gotten along with the horse lords.
And it seems they have a large outpost just to the south. We will need to go that way if we are to learn the reason behind your dream. Okay.
I will travel with you to this village, if I must.
The outpost of the Horse Lords is south of here, in Aerylsmead, and is called Stangard. I will travel with you to this village if I must, but heed my warning. They will bear no love for me, nor I for them. I will stay my hand and my tongue for your sake, but I will suffer no insult from the Forgoyle. Let us learn what we may from their outpost and then leave quickly. Talk to Aphik. Okay, let's go back to that. Whoops. Is this a deed? Because I'm gonna I'm gonna have a lot of those. I think my keybinds got messed up when I got the new computer, and this used to be the horse. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. I saw something to loot up here. Banded coffer. Let me grab that quickly. Oh, there's 2 of them. Where? Oh, on the inside, oh, no, right there, I see it. Banded coffer. Okay. And another one up here. Heavy banded coffer. And another one back here. Okay. Now we can go to Stangard and see what that's all about. Talk to Sabert at the east gate of Stangard. Talk to Afik. So she may not be friends with the, Thank you for being a VIP and you can... Oh, that's always been there. Tome of Defense. Interesting. She may not be friends with the Horse Lords, but we are. We knew their prince. We were there when he died. We didn't kill him, though. We offered him comfort. Help? Do 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 do. Dum-ba-dum-ba-dum. Oh, cool. The ruins right there. I'm gonna go up and just take a look at these. I just want to see what these look like. Cool. Is that a goat? It's a goat. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know this was your guys' house. My bad. They've got rock worms around here. Alright, there are 2 people to talk to up here. One for Bingo. We'll talk to Bingo's quest first.
Our mission is dire.
This halfling may have come to Stangard with a desire to see our lands, but this is not a holiday retreat. There is nothing here for your diminutive friend. He is not the first peculiar visitor I have turned away from this outpost. With my ill fortune, he will not be the last. What is it that draws such unwelcome guests hither? Tell your friend to find the woman I turned away to the northwest, and perhaps the 3 of you can journey with haste away from Rohan. When last I saw her, she was headed in the direction of Fristhan's camp. May the 3 of you find your way to some other land. Dude, do you know who I am? Bingo, let me tell you something.
Well, that was quite a rude greeting.
Right. Perhaps the animosity between the elves and the Rohirrim is not the result of a borrowed item unreturned after all. This fellow does not want me to come inside. I will respect his wishes. Perhaps we should find this woman of whom he spoke and see if she needs our help. Sabert may not care if she runs afoul of some beast, but he should feel some responsibility if it were to happen. He said she went to the northwest? Okay. Then you, Stangard. Aha.
Who is this woman? Why does she carry a sword of my people?
You are a long way from home, stranger, and in the company of a Dunlingdon warrior witch. I do not like it. Afik glowers at you, his heavy-lidded gaze suspicious. This outpost may be beyond the borders of Rohan. The law of Theoden King holds, and I cannot allow this warrior witch to pass unchallenged. Take that Rohirric sword from her and present it to Horn, atop Stangard, and see what he thinks. He is young, but in matters of swordcraft and history he is unrivaled. He believes this woman is no threat. I will allow her to enter. Otherwise, she must remain outside the walls.
I will let you carry the sword, but do not let any of these men touch it.
This weapon may be the result of their swordcraft, but it is theirs no longer. Now it is the sword of my brother, Wadu, and the chain of its heritage has been severed and made anew. Wadu's ghost wields it now. Nona studies you closely. Take it from this bag of my belongings. Bring it to this man Horn atop the village, but heed my words. Let none but you touch it, and return it to me when he is satisfied. Okay. The sword. Alright, Horn. Where are you at? All the way up there. This is kind of a cool village. Stangard. Interesting. Wow. Epic music. Here's Horn.
Welcome to Stangard. Such as it is. What is this sword you bear?
So he says, "Welcome to Stangard, such as it is. What is the sword you bear?" He reaches out for it, but you shake your head and keep it in your hands. He laughs quietly, and you tell him briefly of Nona, Wadu, and the sword. I see. This is a Rohirric sword, but it is old. Very old. It strikes a memory in me, but I cannot place it. I wonder if it was fashioned before Eorl the Young came out of the Northlands. He seems to reach a decision. I want to show you something. Return this curious weapon to your friend at the gate with my regards and tell her she is welcome to enter the village. I do not think either of you are our foes. Then meet me outside town by the Kuthstan. It is a large statue of two figures located among the Wailing Hills, west of Stangard, and I think you should see it. Okay. Go return this. Doo-doo. Spoozy coming through. Spoozy. Dun 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 dun. Ba-dum-bum-bum. Glad he decided we are not foes, especially when I have a big cat at my side. And in my lore, I'm wearing the, like, the garb of his people. They crafted this armor for me, so... yeah. What? What the heck? Going flying?
I have permission to enter? I will remain outside.
This village smells too much of horse and false dealing for me. Thank you for returning Wadu's sword to me, Baradbeam. I knew I could trust you. I am not so certain of these others.
You meet this man Horn at the Kuthstan. I will search elsewhere.
I have no interest in this town, Baradbeam. These folk are the same as their brethren elsewhere and have nothing helpful to tell us. I will seek the meaning of your dream in the wild. You meet this man Horn at the Kuthstan. I will search elsewhere. Where did he say it was? The Wailing Hills to the west? Take care of yourself, Baradbeam. Horn may seem to be a friend, but his people are treacherous, and he will prove no different. Keep him at the length of your arm. Okay. Oh, these are the statues that we saw earlier. Fell down the hill. Okay, out this way. Ouch. Da, 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 da. Alright, let's get up there. We'll see. We'll do both of these quests, I suppose. I really want to keep Bingo up to speed with us. We'll do Bingo's first, it looks like. Look at that, that's cool.
I would advise you to avoid Stangard, if you've not come from there already.
I bid you welcome, travelers, and would advise you to avoid Stangard if you have not come from there already. The men of that place do not recognize their own friends or allies, even as they have need of them. I am Langhar, of the line of Bjorn, and I have set forth from the vales of Anduin at the command of Grimbjorn. Orcs threaten the shores of the great river, and someone must beat them back. The men of Rohan cower behind their walls, and they refuse to my offer of help. They are fools. If I am returned to Grimbjorn with this tale, I am certain he would send me elsewhere and leave the Rohirrim to fend for themselves. But the Vales of Anduin are not far from here, and any victory by the orcs they hear might endanger my own home. So I will help the fools of Stangard whether they accept it or not. If you would help me in this, defeat orcs throughout the Wailing Hills. I am a skin changer and more than capable of felling these foes, but it seems the supply of them is never ending. Oh, cool. I'm glad they put that in Bingo's quest and not the... Well, I guess it would be okay in the main quest, I suppose. How do I get up there? It looks like I can go around. I need to get up this mountain. Oh, I am lagging. Bristland's camp. Okay. Speed. Go up this way. I don't know if this is the right way. I was gonna try to take the road, but... Spider, yuck. I wanted this orc. Okay. Go up this. Do 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 do. Okay. Another place here. Custan. Ah, around here. Hey, Horn.
I am glad you have come.
I wanted to speak with you here, away from the prying eyes and listening ears of Stangard. There are friends in the village, but it is my worry that not all its men have the best interests of Rohan in their hearts. The garrison at Stangard consists of men who had no other place in Rohan, for those who commit crimes but otherwise remain loyal to the king. They perform a length of service determined by the king's order, and upon its completion their past transgressions are forgiven. My story is no different, Baradbeam, but my heart burns for Rohan. I see it threatened on all sides, and worst of all, I fear the greatest danger comes not from without, but within. I have seen... Horn stops suddenly. Someone comes. Quickly, hide behind the stone over there and see if it is a friend or foe. One. We just hide in there. Ah, orcs! Okay. Did you set me up?
I am worried by the increased number of orcs that move alongside the river.
They have been coming down from their holes in the misty mountains in great numbers of late, but they are not the only danger we face. There are 2 shallow crossings across the great river. 500 years ago, a tribe of Easterlings crossed into northern Gondor by northernmost of these undeeps. The steward of that land knew he did not have the men to repel them. He sent messengers into the north to seek for aid, but it seemed none could arrive in time to save Gondor. The sound of approaching feet once more seized Horn's attention. We have another visitor, Baradbeam. Hide behind that other stone and see if it is another orc. Oops. I did not accept
I
it.
am worried by the increased number of orcs that move alongside the river.
It is another orc. Okay.
You are quite an ally, my friend.
Where was I? Yes, I remember now. The steward of Gondor sent an urgent plea to the northern peoples, but the Easterling tribe pressed across the river before any help arrived. But when all hope seemed lost, a new force arrived on the field of Celebrant, the ancestors of my people, led by Eorl the Young. They destroyed the Easterlings, and in thanks to the Steward of Gondor gave them the land of Kalinardon to dwell in, that is now called Rohan. This statue was later erected as a sign of the friendship between the Eorlingus and the men of Gondor, and my people have watched the crossings of the Great River ever since. Horn looks up at the statue and is quiet for a time. I think the sword your Dunlingding friend carries was at that battle, Baradbeam. I cannot be sure, but I feel it to be so. Why has it come back? We should return to Stangard. The air grows chill, and we can talk more when we return. But remember what I have said. Okay. So we go talk to Horn now. Back at the place. I did see there was something to loot up here. Ah, I see up your underwear. I see London. I see France. I see these statues under pants. Where's the other one? Down here. Okay. Then we will get orcs along the way if we see them, which I do right here. Okay. Need 6 more orcs. Am I not in the place for him? Kind of. What is this? A dead body. Okay. Hello? Guy? Alright. Need 4 more. I want to get him before going back. All up along here, they said. Man, it is dark out in this area. It is dark as heck out here. Okay, 3 more. What would you do if you just saw like a guy running across a mountain, summoning lightning to strike people down? Like I feel like as a lore master, it's kind of, well, I guess as a, you know, rune keeper as well. They're like, what the heck? Like throwing fire, I understand, but getting lightning to strike, it's a little different. Alright, 1 more, and I see him out this way. Let me try some of this other spells here that I haven't tried before. Ooh, look at that! Okay. Cool. As I just got done saying how weird it is that we're like striking people with lightning. I summoned a tornado. Perfect. Alright, we'll get back and turn these in. Get on a mount here. I'll talk to Bingo first, and then we'll go find Horn. Probably through here. Ooh, look at all these reputation. Did I grab the horse? I did not. Grab that.
Your aid is welcome, friend.
Wait, where's Bingo? Oh, Bingo's all the way back up there. Okay. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go talk to Bingo first, so we're gonna ride around there. So I want to keep him up, and he's a level lower, I think. Let's cut across here. Do 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 do. Ba-da-bum-bum. Do 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 do. Do. It's through here. This road. One would assume. Alright, Bingo.
Longhaar helps those who refuse her help. Extraordinary!
I've seen more than my share of orcs by now, Baradbeam, but we are truly making these lands more safe with each meeting, aren't we? It is good we encountered Longhaar here instead of continuing elsewhere. She is the first Bjorning I have ever met, and she is not what I expected. There have been stories about her people even in the Shire, and many of them portray the line of Bjorn as being bloodthirsty and angry, more beast than man. It is true that Longhaar has no mercy for her enemies and does not speak well of the men of Stangard, but I am moved by the realization that she carries out her duty despite the outright rejection of those it serves. She helps those who refuse her help. I wonder how many of us would do the same.
I saw an eagle in the skies to the north.
Very good, my new friends. You have done well to fight the orcs, and certainly better than the cowardly men of Stangard could have done. I too fought the orcs among the Wailing Hills, and as I searched for foes to defeat, I saw an eagle in the skies to the north, and watched it descend into a stand of trees. The eagles have been on good terms with my people for many years. We should go to him and learn what he has seen from the heights. Such knowledge might be of use to me as I seek to accomplish my task. That way? Okay. Dang it. We're getting all of our power, signs of power righteousness in as much as possible. I guess that's one way to do it when you need to get something done. Okay, let's go talk to this eagle. Is it Gua here? This is Bingo's quest, so it's probably not going to be like a main big thing. Alright, where's the eagle? Holy crap, okay, he is a big thing, just not a main big thing. Land Rover. Oh! Land Rover. Greetings, little man. You would be wise to use caution in these lands, for you are bound to the earth and many dangerous beings crawl there, eager to do you harm. Indeed, some of these foes aim their weapons skyward, intending to do harm to my kind as well.
I never expected to see one of the great eagles. What an honor!
Will you look at that, Baradbeam? I have never seen one of the great eagles before, and I never expected to do so. What an honor. Have you ever seen such majesty before? And he can speak. Bingo stammers with excitement. Do you think he will give me an interview for my book? I would not even know what to ask him, but I have to think of something. Oh, I am so nervous. I hope I do not embarrass myself. He seems so wise and well-spoken. He seems, and I am just a small hobbit from the Shire, and feeling smaller than usual.
We should give Bingo some time to speak with Landreval.
I take it Bingo has never seen one of the Great Eagles before. I remember when Grimbjorn first took me to see them. I was just a cub and was quite overwhelmed by the experience. Meneldor was the name of the eagle I met, and he towered above me. I cannot begin to guess at his true size, but in my memory he seemed as big as a house. Wonder what became of him. We should give Bingo some time to speak with Landroval. After all, if we were to take him away now, he would be able to think of nothing else. Let us defeat some of the venomous spiders that stalk among the Wailing Hills and collect their venom sacs. That way we will be giving Bingo time to speak with the eagle, and we will be combating a threat at the same time. 8 spiders. Okay. Down this way. We can do that. Hope Bingo learns something cool. Now, spooters. Where are you at? That looks like a spider thing over there. Here's one. Got orcs and stuff too. More orcs than spiders. What the heck? That looks like a spider thing over there. Let's get this guy too. Might as well since we're here. Ah, hello. I see you up there, so we'll grab you too. I'm stuck. I'm stuck behind a spider web. Here they all are. Okay. There's gotta be spiders all up in here. And a backpack. Venom Bite Cave. Oh, it's a... Can I go in here? You do not have the corresponding quest. Okay. Bum bum bum. Huh? We'll get this guy. Another backpack up here. We're getting a lot of, like, treasures. Like random treasures on the ground. Two more is all we need. Also, let's get rid of this. One more. Let's head back in the direction. I see one down there we can get. Head back towards Landroval. Ah! We got ambushed. Hold upon. Lightning storm. Dang, that's bright. Flashbang. Okay. get back over here, turn this back in, and then I think what we'll do... Oh, I love watching him land like that. That's so cool.
Do you think Bingo is done speaking with Landreval yet?
That was good work against the spiders, Baradbeam. Do you think Bingo is done spacking with Landreval yet?
We had a lovely conversation, but I have learned something troubling.
It has brought our chat to an end. He's quite a delightful fellow, if you ask this hobbit, and his patience with my questions was really quite extraordinary. I asked him some details concerning what it must be like to fly, and he was very good-natured with his responses. In fact, he launched directly into the air and flew a brief circuit over the hills to demonstrate his form to me, and it was really something. But when he returned to Earth, he told me he saw something troubling. A cluster of brightly colored tents and canopies clustered in the Brownlands. Enemies are massing along the river, and they will surely attack the men of Stangard. We have to warn them. Uh-oh. Okay. Now we can go back down to Stangard. We gotta warn them that they're coming. This is a bingo quest? Like... like, the two are so good, I'm getting them confused. Goat pen. Get out of here, Spooter. Robert's the one that was rude to us, right? Come this way. Do 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 do. Man, and pretty soon we're gonna be able to do Winterhome again. I got these shoulders from the last year. Was it last year already I got them, or the year before? I don't know. Time kind of froze there for me for a little while. I think it was last year. Alright. Tell them that people are coming.
What brings you to these lands?
You again. Was I not clear enough the first time? Zabert listens impatiently as you tell him what Landreval saw from high above. An army of foes gathering in the Brownlands. Eagles. Skin-changing bear folk. Nosy halflings from far from home. You keep odd company, Baradbeam, and there's no need for you to bring them here. The men of Stangard will face whatever foe tomorrow brings. Good day to you, and may it bring you and your peculiar friends elsewhere. I feel like he's one of the bad guys.
He doesn't believe us. We'll have to do something about it ourselves.
This is terrible, Baradbeam. He doesn't believe us. Bjornings and eagles give the warning and Rohirrim ignore it. The enemies are massing on their doorstep, Baradbeam. We will have to do something about this ourselves.
The men of Stangard will not listen to our warning.
That an army gathers on their doorstep. Either they do not believe us, or they think they have the strength to survive this threat. I do not know if that is the case, Baradbeam. From Landreval's description, it sounds as if the army encamped in the Brownlands is a large one. We should see what we can do about it. You may have not realized it, but when we went to Mirkwood with the Golden Host, I learned a thing or two about what it takes to prepare an army on the march. I may be able to apply that knowledge to the army on the Brownlands. You tell Bingo that he seemed more preoccupied with his stomach during your sojourn into Mirkwood. Well, appearances can be deceiving, can't they? Anyway, I heard from Prestadir that armies march on their stomachs. I was simply corroborating that with my personal experiences. To the Brownlands. Okay, we will carry on with that after we are done here. I don't know where the Brownlands are. Oh, over here. Okay. When it is time to go to the Brownlands with the main story quest, we will go to the Brownlands. Otherwise, we will not be worrying about it. Let's go talk to Horn. Should have got on my horse. But we're almost there. We're partway there. could still get on. I see him. This is cool right here. Oh, can I click this? Milestone? Oh, that's a magnificent milestone.
It is clear that you have been sent to help my people fight against the Kundalar.
I know why you have come here, Baradbeam. There can be only one reason. It is clear you have been sent to help my people fight against the Kundalar. They are the descendants of the Easterling tribe that crossed the Great River 500 years ago, and scouts report they have been seen on the far shore. They seek to accomplish what their ancestors could not, and this time there will be no timely intervention, no final hour of rescue. We are on our own, Baradbeam, and that is why I did not forbid your Dunlingdon friend from entering Stangard, or seize the Rohirric sword she carries. Perhaps one day we were foes, and we may be again, but today I see Rohan threatened, and I thirst for allies to defend my homeland. I was called disloyal and changeable in the Hall of Theoden King. That is not so. I love Rohan. I only want to protect her.
The battlefield of Parth Celebrunt may hold some clue to defeating the Kundalar.
Their ancestors were routed by the timely arrival of the Eorlingus under Eorl the Young, but we have no such advantage in numbers this time. No one is coming to help us. We must find some strategy to help us defeat the Kundalar, and sifting through the site of the battle may teach us something we can use against them. I've marked this map with the location of the battle. Bring it to Serdic at the road watch post in Parth Celebrant, and he will guide you to places he has not already searched. I hope you will be kind to him. Cedric has been long away from his wife and daughters, and sometimes he lets his worries master him. He's a good friend and true, even if his mind is not always on the task before him. Aww. Okay, we will do that, but we are going to do that in the next episode. So guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up here. I want to thank you so much for all of your support on this series. If you do want to see more of the Lord of the Rings online Let's Play, make sure to leave a like or subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, I will see you guys next time. Alright, bye-bye everyone.